Hey guys, so it's Curtis Johnson here again. So this has been again another crazy day, and to no small degree based on a lot of the if anyone out there is running their own business or doing any kind of a sales job, or they have some sort of service they do, I'm telling you, reach out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Really get yourself known for what you do and who you are, and obviously that's neither here nor there, but the point of that is just to say that the reason I'm shooting this thing at 9:15 at night is simply because my schedule has gotten that much crazier from doing this, and I really appreciate all the people who have been watching, who have been following, and I'm glad that it seems like there's some value that people are getting out of this. And a little bit more now on some of the investing is taxation, because something that a lot of people don't take into consideration. They think of how much money am I going to make, but more important, or just as important, is really how that money gets taxed. And if you have it set up so that it's favorable for you, then you can make more money in the long term. So the term that I want to define, actually before I even get to the term, there are 3 different categories in which money is taxed. One of them is tax now. So that means that anytime you make money, so let's say you put your money in the stock market, and in a year you make $100. The IRS is going to come along and say, hey, give us our percentage of that, and they're going to say, we're going to take about 30% of whatever it is that you made. That's a total rough figure, and it's not an exact, it's not that simple, but the point is that that's the first category, that every time you make money, so first time you make money, you're going to get taxed. The next year you make some money, you're going to get taxed. Every single year, as long as it grows, you're going to get taxed. So you take 1 step forward, take 3 steps forward, you take 1 step backwards. The next is actually called tax deferred. So defer means obviously to put off till a later date. So that means that some of your income is going toward an investment that is not being taxed now. You're not paying taxes on that income now, but later on in your retirement years, you're going to pay taxes on that. Now, I'm going to point out, let's just get a little logic based right now, and I'm going to ask you this question. Do you think taxes are high right now? And if so, do you think that they're going to go up or they're going to go down? Just kind of answer those questions for yourself. And there's obviously a lot more data on that I will dive into a little bit more. But then the third category is tax exempt. And tax exempt sounds pretty awesome. Some people would call it tax advantaged, but the whole concept is that you're paying your taxes, your income tax now. So let's say you make 50 grand, and then you end up paying, 10 grand in taxes, okay? So that $40,000 that you have left over, if you take some of that $40,000 and you go and invest with it, that money, depending on the type of account you put it into, will actually not be taxed anymore. See, tax deferred, you don't pay taxes while it's actually growing, but then when you come out the other end and you're ready to retire, your Aunt Bess is like, okay, I think I have $2 million sitting in my account, and lo and behold, she didn't know that she's gonna pay a big chunk of that in her income taxes because she put off the taxes till later. Well, tax exempt, on the other hand, you don't pay taxes while it grows, but then at the same time, you're also not paying taxes out the other end. So would you prefer to pay taxes now when it's lower, or do you think that it's going to be later when it's higher? So when would you want to pay those taxes? So I decided, after all that, I'm not going to define a term for you, because I just defined 3, which is tax now, tax later, and then tax never, or tax advantage. So those are the 3 terms that you get for today, and tomorrow I'll get into a little bit more detail on some of those. All right, so have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Like, comment, repost, the whole thing, you know what it is. Have a good night. Bye.